Thank you for the opportunity to be speaking.
Connection.
G'day.
Talofa. This is Coconut Connections. We're citizens of the beloved Logan City in Queensland, Australia, and this video is an appeal to all our coconuts in and outside of Logan City. I'm Dave.
I'm Lex, and we're just your average blokes that you'll see in Logan. Just think of us as your inner conscience. Recent events in Logan City have again brushed all Pacific Islanders and Aborigines as having racial tension.
These buzzwords are really buzzing us off because it's not a true reflection of what really goes on here in this beloved city.
But now that the dust has settled, we can all bring this issue to a discussion with a clear mind, clear head.
Logan City is the most multicultural satellite city in Australia. About 30% of the population and residents here is made up of people from foreign countries. So rather than being racial tension, I believe there's more of a multicultural tension. For example, I went to a barber shop that is owned by an Islamic brother, and he's got Arabic writing on the outside, but I noticed that people get nice fades there, so I went there, and when I walked inside there were 4 other Islamic brothers sitting there and they were staring at me like, what's this coconut doing here? But hey, that's part of the tension, you know, like I suppose the more I go there and they realise that this dude's just like any other brother, and that loosens this multicultural tension. And with respect to our leaders in this community and volunteer departments, they run a lot of multicultural festivals and events to try and loosen this tension as well, and they're doing a good job at it. Yeah.
As far as Aborigines and Islanders are concerned, either you're in the naive crowd or it's only happening among like the youth because I haven't experienced it or or seen it.
Oh yeah, like those young fellas that listen to too much
Tupac,
Biggie Smalls and blokes and yeah, so I have heard of it happening in the high school when I was at Maple Park, because I was at Maple Park. I finished in '98. When did you finish?
2008. 10 years difference? Yeah. 10
years difference, yeah. So in '98, we had a strong Aboriginal presence at Maple Park, but there was no tension between us Islanders and them. But I did hear of Woodridge High having fights between Aboriginals and the island communities, but there was really nothing big of it. There was no repercussions in our school anyway.
Yeah. But since the Richard Saunders case, every Aboriginal and Islander confrontation has been an attraction. Yeah, it's been like an attraction for the mass media. Yeah.
Because they were here when the things were happening in high school. When the Aborigines and Samoans were having fights in high school, there was no media involved. It was just like what we said. There was, wannabe LA people getting into fights. So they went there then.
Yeah, but every isolated case is somehow related to racial tension. For example, the media, they tried to relate the thing that happened in Logan, the incident that happened in Logan with the Douglas Street confrontation.
That's right. They were 2 isolated cases, and yet racial tension were the buzzwords that were used the very next day in the papers and on the social medias and whatnot. Every Islander in Brisbane, they're embarrassed. They think, oh man, this is disgusting behaviour, and they're discussed on our behalf.
And I'm sure that was like every other Aborigine Indigenous as well. Yeah, it's just a minority.
That's right. And the Aboriginals around Australia and Brisbane also were thinking, oh man, that's embarrassing to us. And the Aborigines also think that this is our country. We were here, like they were here before anybody really, and we come in and do these type of things. And every other Australian that is sitting there with their paper, they're reading their paper going, we open our doors to these people and they come in and ruin our country, And so let's give them the respect. They have opened their doors, and let's make the most of being here in Australia. Like, congratulations to Lecky, who just graduated from doing your multimedia degree at Gold Coast. We want to see more of those things, And that's what we do in this country. Make Australia better, make Brisbane better, and that's what
Australia. To our Islander brothers and sisters, we understand you.
Yeah, we like to resolve issues by taking matters into our own hands and not reporting it to the authorities.
Yeah, but we're sensitive when it comes to family and culture.
Absolutely, of course. And we prefer to take action rather than talk about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
it's not until you get into
into a fight to work out who's right and who's wrong, or who wins or loses. So that's pretty understandable.
But of course that's not understandable. But most of us Islanders got hidings when we were growing up.
Did you get hidings?
Oh,
I got hidings. So solving issues by giving the offender a hiding or trying to give them a hiding, because sometimes you end up getting hiding. That's pretty typical for us.
Yeah, but that's not how it works in bilingual society, isn't it?
Not in the bilingual society. Nope.
Teachers, bus drivers, the police, they're not going to give you a hiding. They're going to do something, like when you do something wrong?
No, they're not. Have you seen Superman?
Nah, I haven't seen Superman.
Superman is a great show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Superman is a great show, and it teaches you how to bring up kids. Anyway, Superman suggests that when your kid plays up, you know, that they get the naughty corner. For a 5-year-old, they get 5 minutes. For a 6-year-old, they get 6 minutes. And it takes away their privileges, and the time they spend there is time not spent doing what they want. And that's trained into them, because when they grow up, the police, if they do something wrong, the police are not going to give them a hiding. They're going to arrest them and put them in the big naughty corner, which is jail, which is the prisons. And you'll see a lot of, some of the prisons here in Brisbane, I know, and even in Sydney, there's island brothers in there that just didn't take a split second to think. You know, in a moment they lost their marbles, and you know, they really are nice guys, but in that split second they lost it, and now they're in the naughty corner doing time, and it's not 5 minutes anymore, it's 5 years to
20 to life. Yeah.
So next time, try reporting the incident to authorities straight away before trying to take matters into your own hands, and try not to be above the law like Steven Seagal, because when you're teased, provoked, or invited to get into a punch-up, just mellow out, because you know, you don't want to get into a punch-up, you don't want to react that way.
Yeah, or even when they smash your car. But if there is to be another incident in our beloved Logan City, make sure not to give the media anything to feed off, anything to work with. It's like when they ask you something, just say no comment. Avoid being filmed if you can. Like even having a photo taken.
Yeah, because you know, we're not trained monkeys that are trained to dance to the tune of mass media. That's not what we're about. We've got a voice. We know what we are as islanders. So don't give them. Don't play into that label that they've forced upon us as having racial tension, and don't play into that thing. I don't want to walk around Woodridge. I don't want to walk around Woodridge in the markets and in the centre, and I walk past an Aboriginal who's that awkward. I don't want that. You want that? No. We want to be cool. Right now, when I walk past, hey, let's keep that up. Let's do that thing. Raise eyebrows and say hi to each other. Hey, let's.
Yeah. But that's all we've got to say. Big ups to the Aborigines and Islanders that didn't get involved. Yeah. Because if they did,
if every Islander and Aborigine was silly enough to get into fisticuffs into Douglas Street, then we're looking at something on a scale of like soccer hooligans, man. That would be nuts.
But I guess that's a good thing. All of us are like Aborigines and Islanders into NRL, then, eh?
Yeah. Good one, mate. Good one.
But respect to the cops as well, and the mayor, Pam Parker. And all the parties involved, actually. Like, you guys are doing a great job trying to resolve these issues.
Yeah, and let's all work together to make Logan a better place and ensure that Brisbane and the rest of the world are able to see the bright side of Islanders, not the dark side.
Yeah, for sure. No pun intended.
Our ancestors, right? Like your ancestors, they were navigators in the past. You know, they knew how to navigate on the boats, and they always prospered in the new lands that they got to. So let's do the same in Australia, and let's all make this work together. Happy Australia Day!
For yesterday. Australia.